Welcome to the Film Angle, or should I say Ghibli Angle, the series where I introduce Alex to the wonderful world of Studio Ghibli and the creative genius of Hayao Miyazaki. This week, we're diving into Laputa, Castle in the Sky. I'm Kris.
And I'm Alex.
So, we're 3 episodes in now, Alex, but we're on the first actual Ghibli film.
Yes. Yeah. This is the first one officially with the Studio Ghibli logo at the front, even though the previous film has retroactively become Studio Ghibli. This is the official one historically.
But you can see why now, like we put us on to those first two films because like they do feel of a piece.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. Though if anything, maybe Castle Cagliostro, maybe the slight outlier. Like I feel like this is closer to Nausicaa than
well, it's part of an existing franchise, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but they set it up nicely for the kind of things that Miyazaki's interested in. And I guess here he's not adapting anything this time, is he? So this is
Nausicaa was his own manga.
It was his own manga, but I guess here it's kind of like, all right, these are the things I'm interested in, and like this is the first time I'm having a go at it.
We've been greenlit. I got a big budget this time. We've set up our own studio. Here we go.
Yeah. And is the studio his? Like, is it just his?
So yeah, it's kind of like a 3-way ownership thing from the very beginning, all the way until now and Takahata's unfortunate passing several years ago. But it's split between Hayao Miyazaki, Isao Takahata, and their big producer Toshio Suzuki still works for Ghibli. So yeah, they're kind of like the 3 big pioneers, the grandfathers of Ghibli. And there's actually, I don't know if we actually incorporate it maybe at the end of our Ghibli series, Alex, but there is a documentary about them 3 and about owning Ghibli and what it means to them and everything like that. It's a really beautiful documentary called The Kingdom of Dreams of Madness. So maybe we might stick that one on at the end of the...
Okay. Is it better before the end? Like, would it be better to get historical context?
I mean, it came out 2013, if I believe right. So, I mean, you could watch it in chronological order if you want to slip that one in there. And yeah, it's really interesting because, like, you see these kind of elderly gentlemen here are completely engrossed on an old form of animation, which I think is so timeless. Comment on modern animation too. There's like this very famous scene where a group of young students come to Miyazaki in his office and try to pitch him 3D animated AI generated like animation, and he completely just rips him apart and just says like, this is ugly and soulless and I hate it. But he doesn't rip him apart. He says it in a very Miyazaki chilled out way, but he does say those words. And it's just a really beautiful, it's a great insight into who he is as a person. So yeah, I think we stick it in there.
Well, Joe, this is your
we're sticking it in there then.
Your curated series. So you tell me when to watch it and I'll watch it.
Well, we're gonna do it, baby. We're gonna do it.
Let's do it.
So today, we're going to talk about Laputa, Castle in the Sky, which is a 1986 animated adventure film by Miyazaki. The story follows a young girl named Shita and a boy named Pazu as they search for the mythical floating island of Laputa, guided by a mysterious crystal pendant. Along the way, they are pursued by pirates and military forces, all seeking the island's legendary secrets. So... yeah, that's kind of where we start off with, Alex. It's a big, I'm going to say it right now. I love this movie, but I would say it's potentially a little bit of a big bloated adventure at times.
Okay. I think I feel similarly because I didn't love it. I did like it. And maybe this is where we'll discuss the bloated element. I really loved the first half of this film.
Yeah.
And then the second half, I got quite tired quite quick.
Yeah.
It wasn't like as well rounded as I wanted, but like opening scenes, action, character stuff. Yeah, I'm in, you know?
Oh, 100%. I think the thing is you're comparing it to watching it to Nausicaa the other day. and Nausicaa is pretty much exactly the same length as this film, but it just feels shorter. It feels like half an hour tighter for some reason.
Though I would say like Nausicaa feels like it fits more in, but I think it does a better job of like revealing the world to you and uncovering layers of the characters, and those characters being more interesting maybe. Like I wasn't enamored by the villains in this piece. Like I liked Sheeta and I liked Pazu, but it did feel at times like the characters they come across, they're like there and gone very quickly.
I think the main bad guy, the sort of like, I feel like we've seen this kind of guy. He definitely feels like he jumped straight out of Lupin the Third.
He's not got the same animation design, though he does use. He
has this sort of like cravat, this 1970s sort of like getup, and this sort of like 70s sort of like swishy haircut that looks like something you'd see in a Scooby-Doo like animated movie. So yeah, he's got that sort of vibe to him. But I think the misdirection at the start of there being like two villains, it's pretty transparent very quickly. But I love this movie because of the pirates. I love the pirates in this movie.
You love the pirates.
I love the pirates. They're so fun.
Yeah. However, like the second half of the film is essentially them on their ship for a long time, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not feeling it. And they get quite creepy towards Sheeta, and I'm just like, well, what's going on?
They like objectively, yes, they do get a little bit creepy.
How do I get out of this one?
Yeah, I took it in good faith. I took that in good faith as saying it as, yes, they're coming across creepy to my 2024 English Western eyes. But I think it comes out of a place of innocence and like something platonic. I just think it just comes across that way. I don't know. Do you not think so? Because they're like
man babies.
They're man babies, yeah. So the pirates are all run by what is her name? The pirate
Dola.
So she's
let me double check that.
Yeah, it's Dola.
Yeah.
So Dola is the leader of this pirate group. She's the only woman. She's an older woman, and she's pretty. She's got a presence to her. She's a big character, but all the men around her are actually her sons. She's got like 30 different sons, and they're all, like you said, big man babies. And when Sheeta comes aboard, and it's like the only woman, well, girl, in this case, who's ever been aboard their ship, they kind of gush over her. I think because they see her and her, like her mother, their mother in her, and they're more just excited that she can cook and clean perfectly, and so they can continue to be man babies.
Okay. I guess you've dug yourself out of a hole there.
I guess.
I do like the pirates. I also thought it was interesting that Dola's character's design, and then I'm skipping ahead here.
Yeah, she's
but
cool.
If you haven't listened to the other episodes, I have seen Spirited Away. She looks like the big-headed woman from Spirited Away.
Yeah, Yubaba from Spirited Away. Yeah, she's got the big sort of bulbous face and big features and everything. But you're going to see a lot of these characters become sort of archetypes as you go through these movies. Like Pazu, the main kid, the main guy, he's what I think is interesting, and hopefully you'll see later on in the series, is that a lot of young boys or young Ghibli characters in general like kind of look like him. And same with Sheeta as well. Like, and they all have this sort of optimistic, hardworking, and obviously brave mentality towards them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed this about Spirited Away, but and Kiki will definitely be like this. Miyazaki definitely has a preoccupation with teaching kids the value of hard work ethic. That going in by yourself head first on things is generally how you're going to get through in life, is that people will take you so far, but you've got to make the big step and you've got to work hard at something against the odds and come out the other way, which I think is a really cool message that you don't necessarily get in Western animated films. So his characters are often like, David and Goliath-esque compared to their villains and their odds. Something I really like about it.
Yeah. I also like how this film, very similarly to Castle Cagliostro just kind of drops you in the
Has a
action
castle.
in that. Yeah, it has a castle. Yeah, it drops you in on the action very, pretty much straight away, and you're kind of catching up to go like, all right, what's going on? She was kidnapped. Cool. There's pirates, lots of planes, floating glowy necklaces that save you from falling to your death, and then now we're in what looks like a post World War II Britain.
Yeah, so I think
can I just say though, maybe this is, I really love the design of a lot of this, and I love the aesthetics of the little kind of British looking village. But maybe another reason why I didn't love this as much as other films was because like my sense of the world isn't as kind of well formed as like my sense of the world in at least Nausicaa. And maybe I was so high on Nausicaa, I'm just going to keep comparing.
You're right. I think it's not like firmly planted in one, like it's a little bit steampunk. It's a little bit, I think it's based on the Welsh countryside specifically. I think they actually went out there and did field research, and he was inspired, he was inspired by Wales. And so that main little like working mining town that we see at the beginning is very much kind of like reminiscent of that. But you're right, there's what I kind of like about his aesthetic and world building is, the big train sequence chase at the very quickly in the film, which is like very like Indiana Jones / very Disney chase scene. It's quite a lot of fun. But in the background, I love just all these like little homes or buildings that are sort of, fossilized onto the side of these caverns and hills. And you just like you look at them and you're like, how does anybody get in any of those? How does who's living there? What's going on? And there's this sort of like old ancient mining sort of town beneath them where like nobody seems to be living. And I'm like, oh, like that's really fun to me to kind of look around the screen and kind of project my own imagination onto.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't think the world didn't make sense, and like I definitely thought like, oh, there's something to explore here. I guess I just like my sense of it wasn't as well kind of formed.
There's no real like geography. Like you don't feel like, oh, that's there. It's like you can come across pretty much anything at any moment.
Yeah, and like everybody used to have planes, and there were cities floating in the sky. There's but not anymore. One of them crashed.
Yeah,
that's what that was my lesson from Nausicaa from when we recorded the podcast was you should be watching the credits because there is actual information in them.
Yeah, there's like, it's a big, opens up a big tapestry basically of a sepia tone, Victorian looking like, retelling of, but it's really cool. You get some of these ancient like flying machines that are like got 1,000 propellers on them and these little floating cities, and they're quite fun to look at. But you're like, that doesn't really get mentioned. Like it feels we're so far removed from mentioning this one city in the sky, that this castle in the sky that might exist still, but nobody really believes in it except for Pazu, and because his father apparently went there when he was alive. He passed away. We kind of get on this adventure where everybody wants to get to the castle in the sky.
Yeah. There's a lot of action in it. Like I think a lot of chase sequences with pirates who have slightly higher technology planes than other people.
Yeah, but it's a little bit. They have this like little bird shaped plane in the sky, which is like it's not. Yeah, because there's a big like military. Again, it's very similar to Nausicaa, which is like. Very, James Cameron, I think, is a really big fan of early Miyazaki. It's pretty obvious. But they're not very robust. These planes can just go down in a second. I guess that's a thing I didn't really enjoy too, is that the military are kind of really one note. I mean, I think the bad guys, you're right, are just not very interesting. Maybe in the 80s, they might have gotten away with this a little bit more, but I think, 40 plus years of film and bad guys after that, I guess it doesn't really quite cut it. But you're really here for this movie for the visuals and the music. I think Joe Hisayashi's music, I know we'll keep mentioning it through this podcast, but I think it's worth stating because I think his music is a third of the enjoyment of these movies.
Yeah. It's really sweet. It's really lovely. It's cozy. It's cozy. I can
It's
see
cozy.
why people have always said these are cozy films. I was speaking to my brother the other day about doing the Ghibli series, and I was like, "You're a Ghibli fan, aren't you?" He was like, "Yeah, but I mainly use them to like fall asleep."
That's the thing, right? Yeah, that's like I've done it myself. I'm very interested in 2008 because it's quite a while away. We will get to Ponyo, and Ponyo is my lullaby movie.
Gotcha.
I don't get through 5 minutes of Ponyo. It is just, it's like, it's equivalent. You know, when people get those projectors in their bedrooms that like emit water or like light, you know, like starlight. It's just like that. I just do it for that, and it's yeah. Everybody has a Ghibli film that does that for them.
Yeah.
Castle in the Sky, man. I really like it a lot. Is it top 10 Ghibli for me? No, it's not. It's not one I go back to watch again and again, but it's all the little things that make Miyazaki, but he will do better later on.
Yeah, I got you. I will say, like the scene that I was like, oh, this is incredible. Like, this is standing out to me. This is incredible. Is when she uses the spell to wake up the robot that's been in captivity, and then the robot just lets all hell loose. And it's really sad and really beautiful whilst there's this giant amount of destruction going on. And because you've recently been revealed that Sheeta is from the Laputa family, so she is some form of royalty from this mysterious place. Not that she is super aware of like what this place is anyway. You're not 100% sure how this robot that has come from there is going to react. So you don't know if, you know, when it goes after her a little bit, you don't know if it's trying to protect her or not. And I don't know, just like the visuals, the lighting and some of that. But I think it was also this kind of like very cumbersome robot in a castle where there's military people. Like everything just felt a little bit out of place. Yeah. And I loved that. There was something so kind of like terrifying about that. And yeah, I was just watching that scene. I was like, oh, I feel for the robot who I don't know.
It's very similar to the scene in Nausicaa with the big giant humanoid thing that melts while it's trying to shoot. You know, I don't think it's as emotional. I don't think the Nausicaa scene is as emotional as this. But I think Miyazaki just does the thing opposite to Disney, where we're not trying to like project all of the animation onto the character's face to make us feel for the character. It's like the robot almost looks like an inanimate object, but he's so clever with the animation that like you feel just as much emotion for that creature or that robot in this case.
Yeah, there's like the 2 or 3 flashing lights that
they're like little sensors.
Thinking, and then the fact that it can cause so much destruction.
Yeah,
and I guess like this is probably something with Japanese media, you know, post World War II, is really dealing with the level of kind of destruction that technology can cause because of obviously Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I think like, because there's even one scene here where it almost looks like an atomic bomb goes off in the sea, isn't it? Where it like when it drops from Laputa. So like, there's a lot of like different like how destruction really can be like this terrifying. Well, obviously it's terrifying, but can be this really like major affecting thing. Yeah, that scene I was just like, but maybe that was part of the problem because it peaked there. I was like, this is and then they like spend way too long on a pirate ship. And I'm like,
yeah, mileage may vary. I think, and it takes a while to get to the castle. Like it does take a while to get there, and when you get there, but I guess it works in its favor because like when you get there, it's like there is this sort of feeling of ancient grandeur and like this mystery to the place. Like I do like the way we get more of these robots, which are basically just caretakers that even after all the people who inhabited the castle in the sky are being dead for centuries, there are still these caretakers looking after the gardens. There's still animals. There's like these little like insect beaver creatures that are swimming in the water. And, you know, it's like untouched by man. And I think that's another thing. Like it's prominent in his work. It's that nature versus progress. And it's got those anti-war themes in there too.
Oh, so, very much so. And why did all the humans die?
Right. Look, we do learn little of Laputa's inhabitants, except that at some point long ago, they voluntarily abandoned the city to live on Earth. That's all we get to know.
Okay. See, this is my thing. Maybe I felt let down a little bit.
There's a few shortcuts taken in both of these last two films that we've talked about, and there's a little bit of like rolling with it.
Yeah. I didn't feel that way with Nausicaa though.
True.
Apart from, I guess I had questions about the Molten Man. But
I do think Nausicaa is a lot more like a movie in the moment. Like it's over a lot more shorter course of time, where we're a lot more in character POV, where Castle in the Sky has a luxury of a lot of rest time. So where maybe those questions could have been pondered on a little bit more. Maybe that's why.
Maybe. But yeah, look,
I still love this movie. I still think it's great. I think it's a good movie still, you know?
I think it's fine. It wasn't my favorite, but yeah, I'm not going to go and tell everybody like not to see it because it's awful. I think it's fine. It just didn't blow me away.
Yeah, I would say it's my least favorite Miyazaki movie.
So far, same for me. But
Okay.
I've not got loads. So how many have I seen it? How many have Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Nausicaa, Castle Cagliostro. Now this is my 5. So far it's in my top 5.
So you top 5.
But
I don't think it's going to be in there for long.
But it's not in my top 4.
That's awesome, man. Well, you know what? I'm so happy that Nausicaa like really resonated for you to a certain point, because it really like fills me with inner hope for the rest of this series. And I think there's going to be some real surprises in there, man. I still really think that your idea of what this is going to be will change as we go along. So this is great. I'm having fun. And we were only officially one Ghibli film in. You know, so that's really exciting.
I guess we are. And do you know what? I think there was an element of me that was like, I don't want to say dreading doing the series, but like I had this little gut feeling in me that I was like, God, like I do like Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro, but like, do I love them? And everybody loves these films. Like, is there something wrong with me? But now, like having seen a few more, I'm just like, oh, I'm actually quite excited to see what happens next, because they're a lot more different from each other than I was expecting.
It depends what kind of person you are, though. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, hopefully so far, I think it's too early to judge, but you'll notice that every film kind of can be attributed to a different sort of personality. You know, I think somebody, if you hear the stock thing that everybody's saying, "Oh, my favorite one's Spirited Away," then I know I that could be anyone's favorite, really, to be honest. But for me, the more slice of life stories that we get later on kind of resonate with me further, and I think there might be certain ones that resonate with you differently. You might be less magic, more the Takahata straight stories that are a bit more close to slice of life. So we'll see as we go along. But does this make you want to put on your steampunk glasses, Alex? Do you want to start dressing with big goggles and walking down the street with me?
No.
Steampunk is one of those.
Supposed to say yes?
No. Steampunk is one of those things, and it's a big part of Castle in the Sky. It's like one of those things that looks really cool in movies, and then as soon as you see somebody walk down the street dressed in steampunk, you're like, that just doesn't work. This doesn't work in real life, does it? But I didn't inspire me either. But no, like I mean, but I do love all the biomechanical stuff. That's really cool. It's like, it's nice to see biomechanical, but not be Geiger. Not be like fully like absolutely repugnant. Okay, well, I got a trivia section for you today, Alex. That is a little bit different to normal.
Go on.
Because like usually we're doing the whole thing that's like, here's a quiz, here's multiple choice. Oh, you got that one wrong, you got that one right. That's gonna be boring sometimes, right?
I mean, you're making fun of your own
exactly,
premise.
exactly. Like it's fucking I'm lame. So the way this is gonna be like. Usually I'm like, right, castle movie, castles, right? We've done that before.
Yeah, we did. We did the castle quiz.
I'm backed into a corner. So I'm going to have to go a little bit left field, and this is barely thematically joined with the film.
Okay.
But pirates were a pretty big part of the movie, right?
They were.
Well, I'm going to do, this isn't a quiz, man. This isn't a quiz. This is me giving you basically a personality test that I found on the internet. So I went for which famous fictional pirate are you, Alex? And I'm going to ask you questions, and it will tell you what kind of pirate you are. Okay. We're gonna get to learn to know about you a little bit more here.
Oh my god, it's BuzzFeed.
It is. Actually, it's Play Buzz. Which do you seek most, Alex? Revenge, immortality, alcohol, a hearty meal, or a treasure?
Do you know what? I think it's a hearty meal.
Oh man! Well, if anybody ever has the pleasure of Alex to cook a meal for them, they'll be doing very well.
That's very kind of you. I just like to eat.
Me too. So it's really good to be the recipient friend in this relationship. So yes,
to be eaten.
Thank you. So a hearty meal. Okay. Where does your treasure map lead you to? Does it lead you to a hidden cellar filled with rum? That sounds pretty appealing. McDonald's, to a buttload of treasure, Neverland, or the Fountain of Youth?
Ooh, I mean, can I want a hearty meal, but also want a buttload of treasure at the same time?
I thought you were going to say McDonald's there.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not, that's not the be all and end all, Like, I guess I would,
You don't need a treasure map to find McDonald's, do you?
Exactly. I would like a treasure map to find treasure. So then I have enough money to go
buy
for
more, to buy all the McDonald's.
Better meals than McDonald's, you know what I mean? To not be stuck with the McDonald's. I want to be eating
Burger King.
Whoa.
No, it's not. It's,
whoa.
Yeah.
No, I want to be eating, Honest Burgers or Asado like we went out the other night. Great burger place in Bristol.
Good.
That was good.
Not many people will get that reference.
No.
Okay.
A local Bristol boy for that.
So it's a buttload of treasure. Is that what it is? That's where you're.
Yeah, I'm going to go buttload of treasure. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Question number 3. I'm going to ask you to pick a ship. I'm just going to describe them for you because obviously you cannot see what I can see.
Ray and Kylo Ren.
Not that kind of ship.
Oh, sorry.
This one goes on the water, on the water, my friend.
Gotcha.
So pick a ship. The first one is a tall ship, so like a big classic Black Pearl-esque pirate ship. Okay. Number 2 is a cruise ship. Mm-hmm. Number 3 is like a little swimming pool, little pedal thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, and number 4 is a tall ship again, but this one's bigger.
Okay.
This one's really big.
Oh man, and there's no yachts.
No yachts. There's no obvious answer for me here.
There's something about the modernity of a cruise ship that appeals to me. However, they do kind of terrify me because they don't look like they should be able to move and float. Like, I don't understand it. Very top heavy.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to go for like a standard sized tool ship. I feel like I know what I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're going to get scabies and... No, not scabies. Scurvy.
Scurvy.
Take that one out.
No.
Scurvy. And you're not going to get your vitamin D. I know, man. If I went for your answer you went last time with the buttload of treasure thing, I think I would go for the cruise ship. I could just hire people to look after that, and I can just enjoy the modern amenities of that.
Still scares me though.
You see, okay, we got to do a cruise ship sometime, you and me, just to get over that fear. Okay, so generic.
I'd be up for it. I'm just saying, like the sight of them. So like.
They do look a bit too like opposing, don't they? They don't look right. Yeah.
And I'd want a big one, I'm greedy.
Okay, but are you scared of them or not? Jesus, can you pick one?
I don't know.
Tall ship it is.
With a working toilet though.
I don't think they have a working toilet. I've never seen one of those in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, let's just say
go off the side, don't you?
All right, tall ship it is. Just go with the tall ship.
What is your go-to pickup line? Okay.
Okay.
This one is questionable. Okay. Come show me how you bury your treasure, lad.
Yep.
Come on, lad. Shiver me timbers.
Uh-huh.
Brock, Polly want a cracker? Do you want your run flat or on the rocks? And I killed a crocodile once. That one's not as funny.
It's not as funny. The one I gave the most laughs was the Shiver Me Timbers one.
Not show me where to bury your treasure.
No, I mean I did laugh at that, but I felt like I laughed at the other one more. So I'm gonna go the shiver me timbers one.
I'll shiver your timbers. That's no problem at all.
I'll shiver your timbers. Timbers. I don't know.
Right, Alex. You're gonna like this. Pick a meal. Pick a meal.
Yes.
Okay. Back to the product placement here. A Big Mac with fries and a shake. A handle of rum with a side of anything. I don't know what that means. Whatever that means.
Okay. I guess it's kind of like, as long as it's rum, I don't care. So
yeah, like Captain Jack. Fresh lobster and wine. That's a bit at me, that one.
Yeah. Don't be too bougie, but yes.
Oh, well, this one's not going to change your mind. Gator tail.
Okay. And those are the 4.
Those are the 4. Okay.
Lobster tail and wine. You know, I'm recently a wine boy, and I do like lobster.
He goes away. He goes away to Copenhagen, has one bottle of wine, and comes back and says, "I am now a wine boy." I mean, sure,
I am. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I can't tell you the names of wines yet, apart from red and white.
Red and white. That's like the joke in Hot Fuzz, right? Okay,
but you know, I like wine, and I've had lobster a couple of times, and it was nice.
Yeah, it's the obvious choice out the bunch.
Fancy wine, fancy boy.
It's less pirate. It's more like, sophisticated sea merchant.
Yeah, like I'm a pirate who likes good food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He spends his treasure on Michelin star meals
and McDonald's
and working toilets.
Of course. Which of these is I think this is the final question now. No, penultimate.
Oh,
which of these do you want by your side at all times? Okay, a parrot, a monkey, a little flask of whiskey or brandy, could be anything.
Okay.
McDonald's fries again.
What the hell is happening? Why is there so many McDonald's on this? Was this made by McDonald's?
Oh man, and the last one is a flintlock pistol.
Oh God, I don't know.
It's got to be one of the animals, right?
Well, I don't want a monkey. It can rip my face off.
What if it's a good monkey? Like it's just like a movie monkey, Like not that we're condoning that, but like saying, imagine the monkey's enjoying it.
Okay,
and it's living on your shoulder, and it gives you a little kiss and a little tickle on the chin.
I guess a flintlock pistol is like cool for pirating, but like
also illegal.
I don't condone violence. Or do I condone? I can't remember what condone means. Condone is you're happy for it.
How about we? Yes. How about we?
So I don't want violence. I don't want violence.
What if it was like an airsoft, like flintlock pistol? Like
I don't think you can change. I don't think you can change the.
Okay.
I'm
just trying to help you.
I know you're trying to help me. A Big Mac meal. I don't know.
No, it wasn't a big. It was just the fries.
Okay, but that smell just lingering around with you the whole time.
At all times.
And then a parrot's quite annoying. Joe, I think you're right. I think you have swayed me towards the monkey, even though it might rip my face off.
Not the booze.
Oh shit! Yeah, there was booze, wasn't there?
But would you want that? Do you want that on you at all times? Like, what if you have one bad day and it just it turns into every day?
Yeah, which I guess is why you would have that by your side. I'm not a really big spirit drinker, so.
Monkey.
Yeah, monkey.
This isn't as easy as you thought.
No, it's not as easy.
Last one. Which accessory do you never leave the ship without? Your McDonald's toy. No, just doing it. Your eye patch, your telescope, your hat, your flask, compass, or sword. If you can remember all those.
Well, I'm going to go for hat because I
it's funny.
Like I am a wine boy, I am also a hat boy.
Yeah.
I like hats. I think, ever since I grew my hair out.
Nice little Carhartt cap on or something.
I think I look pretty cool in a hat. I'm just going to check it out. I think it looks pretty okay. And I think with a pirate hat in particular, that works with the long hair. You know what I mean?
So my hat is your answer for the accessory you will never leave the ship without.
The way you just said that made it sound
my hat.
so lame. So lame.
There's something about the word hat that is just both super simultaneously lame, but just so funny. I don't know why. It's the word hat.
Go on. Tell me my personality.
Which pirate are you? So this is like a fictional pirate. You'll know who this guy or girl is. It is calculating your result. Okay. I was not expecting this.
He's laughing already. Is it a McDonald's pirate?
Yeah, Captain, I don't know, fucking McBurger. No, you're Captain Morgan.
Oh,
you're the rum pirate.
But I didn't answer any of the rum questions.
Exactly. You are Captain Morgan, the rum pirate. You are the life of the party and well known for your impressive drinking habits. While you value your loved ones dearly, a handle of rum is your absolute best friend, and rightly so. It leads you through your wildest adventures and reminds you that life should stay simple. Your ideal hidden treasure is a buried case of Captain Morgan Spice Gold.
Okay, wait a second. I feel like you've answered the wrong questions. You put the wrong answers in. What's going on?
It makes no sense. You literally avoided alcohol at every given opportunity.
I know, which is do you know what? It was the wine. I bet it was the wine and the hat. I bet that's what did it, because Captain Morgan has a hat, doesn't he?
He does have a point, but they all have hats.
But it was the one on the hat. This is why you can never trust one of these quizzes. Unless it's really trying to say, like, dude, you have an alcohol problem, and your answers were trying to sway that completely because you have an alcohol problem.
Oh yeah, like you overcompensated?
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it more now. And I'm thinking, wow. They got me.
They got you. Well, that was it, Alex. That was pure laziness. That is called not wanting to create another quiz to do with a castle movie and instead coming up with a product placement quiz about pirates.
It's cool, man. I like it.
I had fun.
I like it. It was good fun. All right, Chris, tell me, what's coming up next?
Okay, well, we're going to do this because both of these movies deserve their own, moment to shine, okay? Mm-hmm. Both of these movies technically came out on the same day, which I'm talking about My Neighbor Totoro and Grave of the Fireflies. Completely two different tones. So we're just going to split the first episode into My Neighbor Totoro. And a lot of people consider it Miyazaki's best. It's definitely his smallest movie, if you could say. I know you've seen it before at some point in your life, right? Okay.
I have. I would say 3 to 4 years ago, maybe.
Okay. So you probably won't change your opinion that much. All right.
No, I remember liking it. I remember thinking it was sweet. I think I still had that kind of thing when we first watched... when I rewatched Spirited Away, I was like, I didn't love this the first time around. Like, am I going to love this like everybody else loves this? And I liked it more the second time around. So I'm hoping maybe there's a similar thing going on with My Neighbor Totoro, because I did like it, but I didn't love it. But this, I think, is going to be the only one I watch the English dub for.
Okay.
And obviously we've spoken about Spirited Away, so we don't need to talk about that again, but it would be nice to let Totoro have its time to shine and for you guys to know what we think of it in, a relatively sizable amount of time.
There you go. Well, I'm looking forward to catching up on that film with you next week, Alex.
Well, next week or the next episode, as you guys know.
Yeah,
Ghibli Angles as and when.
Yeah, you get it whenever we've been bad boys and not seen anything, or there's just not really much out. Which doesn't mean it's a lesser. Doesn't mean it's a lesser series.
Oh,
that
no.
Doesn't mean that.
And some of these we're recording in advance.
Exactly.
We know we're going to be busy in the future, and we don't want to leave you hanging.
Exactly. Yeah. So that has been the episode for this week. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave us a 5-star rating or review. We really do appreciate it. If you'd like to keep up to date with us, make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Film Angle.
We also have a Film Angle playlist, so if you want to listen to what we listen to, you can find that in the show notes. Be sure to catch us next week for more cinematic discussions. Goodbye.
See you later, Alex.